Homemade food always tastes better, right? Today I'll show you how to make the best authentic kofta kebabs seasoned with warm traditional Middle Eastern spices. I'll also do a homemade herb yogurt dip, creamy tahini lemon sauce, and marinated sumac onions. So good together. This recipe is also great if you are looking for a meal prep ideas. So let's get started. First, we will prepare the kofta mixture. I'm going to chop a white onion. You could also use red or yellow onions as well. And then chop some fresh Italian parsley. Now the important step is that you will need to run your knife again through the onion and parsley and small dice them into a really fine texture. You could do this in food processor, but the flavor you get when you knife chop is really makes a difference. It will enhances the ingredients and releases all the good fresh flavors and aroma from the onions and parsley. So you will continue chopping until you reach a texture like this. Now add this to a mixing bowl and place 500 grams of fresh ground beef. You can use just ground beef or just lamb or a combination of both, which is more traditional way of making kofta. But if you are going to use just beef, it's important to use a medium lean ground beef that has a good amount of fat content. The fat adds moisture and flavor to the meat and helps it to remain tender when cooked. Then I'll add 3 minced garlic cloves, and for the seasonings I'll add half teaspoon of each: 7 spice, coriander, cumin, paprika, cardamom, cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and fresh cracked pepper. Lots of goodness there. It's already smelling amazing. You can always use your own favorite spice blend that you and your family love. Now with a clean hands, go and mix all that together until all the spices and onions combine together and kofta develops a sticky texture. The fat in the beef will create a bond between meat strands and makes the kofta mixture stick together, so it doesn't fall off the skewers later. After we reach a texture like this, we need to place it in the refrigerator before skewering. The reason is that your hands heated the mixture and made the fat melt and lose the bond that we need to prevent the kofta from falling apart. So wrap it up and place it in the refrigerator for 30 to 60 minutes. This will also give the seasonings time to infuse and become more flavorful. So while the kofta in the fridge, we will make a delicious herb yogurt dip. First, add 1 cup of Greek yogurt to a bowl. Then mince 2 garlic cloves and add them to the yogurt. We are also going to add a little bit of a freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now chop some parsley, coriander, and dill. You can also add mint if you like. It's a great refreshing addition to this herb mix. Throw everything in the bowl with all the other goodness. Now add half teaspoon of cumin, half teaspoon of garlic powder, and season with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. Give that a good mix and that is done. Let's now refrigerate it to let all the flavors come together until we serve up. And of course, you can double the ingredients and keep it in the refrigerator for a couple days and then pair it with so many other meals. Let's now make a tahini lemon sauce. This sauce is also a great condiment. I like to drizzle it over falafel, chicken or beef bowls, salads, and more. I'll add 4 tablespoons of roasted tahini to a bowl. Then I'll squeeze some of lemon juice and add half teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and season it with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and black pepper. Whisk everything together until it becomes thicker. Now you will need to add a little bit of water at a time. Whisk it until you have a smooth mixture and it gets nice and creamy, like what you see here. Finally, I'm going to do a marinated sumac onions. Super simple to make. Sumac is a popular Middle Eastern spice that is made from dried berries of the wild sumac flower, so it has a slight tangy flavor. Start by thinly slicing a red onion, add them to a bowl, then chop some fresh parsley. Add 1 teaspoon of sumac, a little bit of salt, squeeze some fresh lemon juice, and toss all of these. Add 1 tablespoon of olive oil and toss again. These sumac onions are delicious on top of many dishes. Add them to your meat, salads, or grain bowls. They will keep fresh in the fridge for up to 4 days. After kofta mixture is marinated, it's time to skewer the meat. To do this, you will need first to wet your hand with some water to prevent the mixture from sticking to your hand. Then form a handful ball of the mixture with your hand and then shape it more into an oval shape and skewer it. Keep pressing and kind of flattening it until you like the shape of it. And repeat this with the remaining skewers. Don't worry if you didn't get a perfect shape from the beginning. It just needs a little bit of practice. The more you do it, the more skilled you get. Just try and enjoy making kofta skewers because they are fun to make. Now grab a pan sheet topped with a grid rack and lay the kofta kebabs on the tray. Preheat the oven to 450 degrees. A high temperature will keep the kofta from drying out. It will grill fast without losing a lot of moisture like when slowly baking it. Place the tray in the middle rack, then bake the kebabs for 15 minutes or until the internal temperature reaches 160 degrees. When the kebab are done, finish off with the broiler for about 2 to 5 minutes. And your delicious, tender, spiced kofta kebab is done. Serve them in pita or with rice and enjoy the amazing combination of the herb yogurt and tahini sauce that you have made. Add these tangy sumac onions on top. They are too good together. You are going to love this. And if you do like the recipe, don't forget to subscribe and share with your family and friends. And thanks for watching.